What is going on, Misfit Nation? Welcome back to another episode of the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, Matt, the Misfit. This is your AEW Dynamite review for October the 4th, 2023. This is the fallout to AEW WrestleDream, and where we saw the debut of Edge in AEW. He made his Dynamite debut tonight. He also was at the beginning of the show. We'll talk about that, as well as matches announced for next week. Stacking up a loaded Dynamite going head-to-head with NXT. We'll talk about what's going to happen next week for this channel, because it's going to be a big week next week. I'll get into that and much, much more. If you like what you see here, hit that like button, comment down below, hit that subscribe button, all that on youtube.com/@MisfitWrestlingPodcast. You can follow social media. Twitter is now currently at PileDriverPulse. On Twitter, at Misfit Wrestling Pod on Instagram, Audible, Spotify, iHeart, Amazon, Google, Stitcher, Pandora, all those audio outlets for Misfit Wrestling Podcast. Pile Driver Pulse Sundays on Spotify. Of course, we didn't have a Pile Driver Pulse this past Sunday because we had the finals of the 5-Star Grand Prix. We had the WrestleDream show, and then we had Monday Night Raw this past Monday as well. So, AEW Dynamite, very good show. I was trying to figure out what they were going to do to stack up next week's insane lineup for NXT, because we'll go over that as well. Not last night's NXT, but what's happening on NXT next week. But before we do that, let's talk about tonight's show of AEW Dynamite. AEW opened up with Renee Paquette. She's interviewing Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega ahead of their tag team match, which was supposed to be Konosuke Takeshita and Sammy Guevara taking on Omega and Jericho. For whatever reason, Sammy was pulled and Kyle Fletcher was put in that place there. Jericho points out that this is in the first points out that in the first show 4 years ago, they faced each other in the main event, which is true. But tonight they team up. However, they were interrupted by the Rated R superstar Edge, which I am going to call him Edge going forward, not calling him Adam Copeland, because I only know him as Edge. So, I've gotten used to calling Ambrose John Moxley. I've gotten used to calling Brian Danielson. That's fine. But I'm never going to get used to calling him Adam Copeland, so I'm going to keep calling him Edge. So, if you don't like it, grow the fuck up. Edge, who is, like I said, interrupted Jericho and Omega, who says he's happy about the 4th anniversary and hopes he's here for the 8th and the 12th. Says that it's always good to see Jericho, because they go way back. I believe their last major program was the WrestleMania 10 program, WrestleMania 26 program in 2010, where they went against each other when Edge came back from his first neck. It might have been his first neck surgery, or it might have been his second neck surgery. Not sure. And then they had that thing with the Nexus and all that stuff there. Omega tells Edge that, let me know if he needs anything. It's good, it's very nice to meet you. You caught me off guard on Sunday. You had me on the edge of my seat, which I thought was a clever Edge pun. They shook hands, and Edge walked off screen. I didn't even wait, but Edge on the screen here. Then the match opens up here with Rey Fenix defending the International Championship against Nick Jackson, who won a fatal four-way match last week. Match was fine. I enjoyed the match. It's just weird to see Nick. Look, I still don't think Rey Fenix is gonna get his little short run in here, because he was never supposed to win the title here. And then they announced after this match that Rey Fenix is going to defend Jon Moxley, his title against Jon Moxley next week in a rematch from 2 weeks ago. And probably Mox is going to win the title back so he can have that run that he was supposed to have there. Fenix, at one point, he heads to the outside, which leads Mac Jackson. Is it Matt or is it Nick Jackson? It's Nick Jackson. He leads Nick Jackson out, diving out to the ring while he lands on his feet. Hurts his. It hurts his injury only to catch him. Basically they did the flippy stuff here. The two men then bounce on the top rope. Nick Jackson delivers an avalanche cutter, and that's not enough for either. Nick Jackson hits a Canadian Destroyer, which I'm just over that move completely at this point. Fenix kicks out because that's why. Follows it up with a knee strike, then a BTE trigger. Still not enough. Fenix then places Jackson's leg on the middle rope, nails a kick onto the middle rope. Still not enough. Fenix then places Jackson's leg in the middle of the rope. Does another nail kick there. Again, doesn't do very much here. Follows it up with a frog splash. A one count. The two men go back and forth with roll-ups, and then Fenix gets the best situation with the roll-up, and Fenix retains the championship. Again, I didn't really care for much this match. I'm really over the fact of seeing the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Dragons, or Lucha Bros, whatever the fuck they're called now. You can tell that I don't care about this match because screw up their name. Wardlow came back out of nowhere. Well, before that, they had a funny segment with Adam Cole, who's at Roderick Strong's house. Adam Cole was talking about, Screw talking about his upcoming ankle surgery. They did this montage with Adam Cole and doing some stuff around the house. Then telling him to move some furniture with his, knee not working and stuff. It was pretty funny. Great segment. Love me some Adam Cole. Love me some Roderick Strong. This is some best stuff Roderick Strong has ever done, in my opinion. This is probably the best stuff he's done since the Undisputed Era. He was the one guy everybody was worried about when the Undisputed Era broke up. I thought we weren't going to find anything for. And, and now in 2023, somebody found something for him to do. So that's pretty cool here. Wardlow kills Griff Garrison. I didn't even know Griff Garrison was still with the company either. Neither did I remember Wardlow was with the company. Wardlow has not been seen since July. So, I don't think Wardlow's going to be sticking around for very long here. That's just me. So there's that. Don Callis and Konosuke Takeshita shown backstage. Callis reveals that Sammy Guevara is not medically cleared to wrestle. However, there is no shortage of young male athletes who want to show their wear. On the recommendation of Will Ospreay, he looked and picked Kyle Fletcher because unfortunately Mark Davis is out with another injury again after his. I guess he got hurt in the match with FTR on Sunday night. Speedy recovery to Mark Davis. Sucks to be him. And so he teams with Konosuke and later on tonight. He points out nobody remembers who wins the battles. They only remember who wins the war, and Don Callis Family will win this one. The Acclaim defeated the Butcher, the Blade, and Kip Sabian. I did not give a fuck about this. Didn't give a shit about it because I do not give a shit about. I'm at the point where I do not even care about the Acclaimed anymore. Acclaimed to me are not as over as they once were. Secondly, the trio styles don't mean a goddamn thing because they're. Ever since they've been taken off the House of Black, I haven't given a shit about them because they're going against teams that don't really fucking like. On what fucking planet does the Butcher, the Blade, and Kip Sabian deserve a trios title match? They haven't even been on television to deserve a championship match. It makes no sense. Tony Khan has proven me every week since All In, the wrong person won that trios match. That should have been the House of Black. House of Black should have went over. House of Black should still be the trios champions. And the fact that we haven't even seen the House of Black since they lost the titles should tell you a lot of how I think Tony Khan really thinks about the House of Black. God, if they're never going to use them, like, sure they're using Julia Hart, who's going to take time off now to get married and whatnot. Congratulations to her. But outside of that, that's really the only House of Black representative that we've had on the show since All In is Julia Hart. So I'm never going to go over this match because I just don't give a shit. What I did give a shit about was Toni Storm. She's being interviewed by RJ City, which is one of my favorite things on the program. She screams at him for talking about the time she's been in the business, which she's been in the business for, how long has Toni Storm been wrestling for? She's been wrestling for a while now, right? 2009. So that is wrestling for 14 years. That's a long ass time. Holy shit. He questions whether or not she still has it. She absolutely does. But then she realizes she is timeless, and then introduces the new gimmick of Timeless Toni Storm. And it says it will debut tonight. Bullet Club Gold comes out to address MJF's supposed actions here. They do the same shtick with MJF. The stupid low-hanging fruit that I didn't care about here. But MJF tries to get into a fight with Bullet Club Gold, gets his ass whooped by Jay White with a Blade Runner. And Jay White then gets on the microphone and says he's not buying what MJF is selling him on not being the attacker last week. Switchblade says that he knows the real MJF, who is a pathetic, dirty liar. Jay White then challenges MJF to a AEW World title match at AEW Full Gear. He says that MJF can try to prove him wrong, and he will fail. MJF ends up accepting the match. We got first match announced for Full Gear, which is next month. They actually announced the main event ahead of the fucking pay-per-view. Golly. About fucking time. That match should be good. I really think Jay White should actually win that match. That's just me. I think you can tell more stories with MJF losing the title than you can with the title. And you can blame it, and MJF losing the title, you can try to blame it on Adam Cole for not being there. That's how I would do it. Orange Cassidy and Hook backstage says Orange Cassidy should be the one facing Phoenix next week for the AEW International Championship, not Jon Moxley. Cassidy said no, but points out that Moxley's only been champion for a few weeks, unlike him, who's been champion for 11 months. It's just that it's fine. Funny stuff here. Kyle Fletcher, Konosuke Takeshita not defeating. They lost to Jericho and Kenny Omega. Match was okay. It went on a little too long here. One Winged Angel from Omega to Kyle Fletcher for the 1, 2, 3. What people were talking about was, excuse me, I don't know why I got the cough there. Was Powerhouse Hobbs, who cannot seem to get away from the vortex of the traditional faction warfare stuff, because this dude, I think, came into AEW as part of a group, sort of, then joined another group, which was Team Taz, left Team Taz, then joined QTV, left them, then went to a solo run, disappeared for months, came back, did a little small program with Wardlow, and teamed with somebody else. Not Wardlow. Who was it? Miro. Who the fuck did he team with? He did something with somebody. It might have been the Moga Embassy. I'm not sure. 100% sure on that one. Left them, and now he's back, and now he's with the Don Callis family. I'm like, dude, make up your fucking mind. Do you want to be in a faction or not? This is to me, this feels like the same way. It's like the equivalent to Big Show and his heel turns. Many 2,700 heel turns that he had. Can't make up his mind. Hopefully this does something for Powerhouse Hobbs, because if it doesn't, I just can't with it anymore. So hopefully this one sticks, and if it doesn't, it's time to repackage. Either repackage Powerhouse Hobbs or just get rid of them all completely, because it's not really showing me a lot here, and it sucks because I like Powerhouse Hobbs. It's just they're not WWE. AEW is giving me a reason to care about Powerhouse Hobbs, and it sucks. Toni Storm defeated Sky Blue. Toni Storm is fantastic. One of my favorite things about this here is so. They're getting ready to go to commercial break, and she says, "Oh my God, what is it?" She said that was actually pretty funny. She said, "What was it?" Let's see if we can find the actual quote here. She said, "We'll be right back with these very important sponsors," and then right after that, she said, "A titty slap. Look at those titties, huh?" I love Toni Storm so much. Very happy that she's found a character and she's getting over with it with the crowd. I love Sheeta, I really do. Toni Storm should absolutely beat Saraya for the championship. Eventually, I don't know when we get there. They should have had her win the championship last week. That's just me. Toni Storm is amazing. She is the best thing about the women's division outside of Hikaru Shida. And I'm not even going to throw Athena in there because that's Ring of Honor. So there's that. Stokely Hathaway appears and says on Rampage there will be a number one contenders match. We'll see who will face the Eddie Kingston for the Ring of Honor World Championship. Whenever that's happening, it's going to be Lindsay Dorado, Johnny Elite, I think it's Commander, and I forget who the other one was. Anyway, there's that. Main event segment here. Yeah, so going through here very quickly here. Not a big episode of Dynamite here we're going to go through here. Adam Copeland. Edge comes to the ring, says it's a big deal to be in the ring with Tony Schiavone, who was the voice of his childhood. Edge then reacts to the fans chanting his real name, says he hasn't heard that one before, and he likes it. He recalls that when he was told he could never wrestle again, but here we are in 2023, and he's standing in an AEW ring, which still feels fucking weird, by the way. To me, that is. And probably to him, too. Says there's a few reasons why he came to the AEW. He's pretty sure the AEW World Championship will look good around his waist. He might actually win that at some point. There's a full roster of first-time ever matches on his list. He mentions Jon Moxley, a man who he never has wrestled before, because when he was retired in WWE, Moxley was an active competitor in WWE under Dean Ambrose. And him and Moxley never got to wrestle. Same thing with Bryan Danielson. So, I mean, he was active when Bryan Danielson was still there, but they only did the triple threat match. He's never had a one-on-one match with Bryan, at least not to my knowledge. I'll have to look that up. Actually, let me do a live search right now. Daniel Bryan versus Edge. See, I need to know if this actually has happened before. Okay, so no. To my knowledge, it's never. Okay, so from my understanding, that's never taken place before. Okay, I had to look that up myself here. He's also listed off Miro, Powerhouse Hobbs, Switchblade Jay White, Juice Robinson has amazing reasons to be here. He's here to challenge himself with something brand new. The main reason he came to AEW is because he sat down with his family and asked, what should he do? His daughter told him to go have fun with Uncle Jay, which is Christian Cage. Edge calls out Christian to tell him the main reason he's here. Christian comes to the ring. He walked down to the ring here. Edge says they were best friends before they were in the industry, and it was the industry that made them realize they'd be best friends for life. Edge says that he did what he did at AEW WrestleDream because he sees him standing like this, looking more like a dick than usual, but he still loves him, which somehow got an awe reaction from the fans, which is kind of funny. However, he saw Christian standing over Sting, a guy who Christian had a poster of, took to the barber to go get his hair cut the same way as Surfer Sting did. Because he can't stand and watch Christian smash him with a chair doing the concerto. That's why he did what he did on Sunday. But he also did it because he knows Luchasaurus Nick Wayne will drop him like a bad habit if they sucked the information out of his brain, which is a nice little reference to the Judgment Day, because the Judgment he's talking about Luchasaurus and Nick Wayne eventually turning on Christian, which is a nod and a reference to what happened last year with the Judgment Day, where the Judgment Day brought in Finn Balor and they all turned on Edge, which is, I like that. I like that they played back to that, which is pretty cool. Ed says he's here because it is the first time it is time for the first time since 2011, and the first time properly it's time to get the tag team back together and face teams like FTR and the Young Bucks. Edge says he is here, put his hand out and asked Christian to do it, to shake his hand, to end their careers as a team. The two of them hug, and Christian then gets on the microphone and says, "Go fuck yourself." And that was like, I died. That was funny. That was good. Great meme. Another meme created by Father of the Year, Christian Cage. Christian leaves. He also reminds Edge that he will be up against on Tuesday as he brings out Luchasaurus to end the show. So, yeah, quick review there of AEW Dynamite. So what's going on AEW Dynamite next week? We got Swerve Strickland versus Bryan Danielson. Yep, that's happening next week. Sign me the fuck up for that. We're gonna have that. That's gonna be a number one contenders match for the TNT Championship. Hikaru Shida will challenge Saraya for the AEW Women's Title. Edge will take on Luchasaurus, which I'm going to assume is the main event of that show. Jon Moxley will look to regain his AEW International Championship against Rey Fenix. And we also found out that Hangman Adam Page will go one-on-one with Switchblade Jay White, which sounds like a lot of fucking fun. I think there was another match that was announced too. I'm not sure. I think there was another match announced there, but no. NXT. Let's talk about NXT real quick before we go into AEW Dynamite stuff here. So, all right, so Collision, I believe Collision has some stuff announced for that show, which we'll go over on Sunday. So, if I can find out what's happening on Collision, I can look for that here. So far, what we know on Collision, we got Toni Storm and Kiera Hogan. F-Sharp would defend the AEW Tag Team titles against Ricky Starks and Big Bill. And I believe for Rampage, let's see if we can find what's up for Rampage. Got that Fatal 4-Way match for the number one contender spot for the ROH title. I'm trying to find what else is set up for Rampage. Who else? It was Penta. Oh, it was Penta. I for some reason I couldn't remember who the other one was. It was Penta. what else is happening? Oh, Chris Statlander and Hikaru Shield take on Nyla Rose and Marina Shafir. For NXT, next week, we got John Cena who's going to be on the show. He's going to be in the corner of Carmella Hayes. Paul Heyman's going to be the corner of, I must say, Trick Williams. Who the fuck is the other guy? Braun Breaker. Asuka is going to make an appearance on NXT. She's going to be going one-on-one with Roxanne Perez, which should be a lot of fun. Cody Rhodes is going to be on there to do some type of announcement. Probably going to be the Dusty Club Classic or whatever. So, yes, I will be covering both NXT and AEW next Tuesday night. Yes, Tuesday night. Man, that's coming up Monday through Tuesday is going to be a four shows they're going to cover. Four of them, because they got Raw, then I got the Stardom event, the Golden Fight show that's going to be happening, I think, Tuesday morning. I think so. And then Dynamite and NXT that coming week here. You got Friday night SmackDown on the show. We're going to find out who's going to be on that. Well, we knew who's going to be on there. We're going to have all members of the Usos are going to be there. Jay White, fucking Cody Rhodes is going to be there. Judgment Day is going to be there. We might find out some other matches announced for Fastlane. Team is going to be there. It's the final spectrum for Fastlane. Then we got Fastlane itself on Saturday night. Then we got the Pile Driver Pulse on Sunday. We'll go over the shows that happened. We're going to go over NXT, Rampage, and Collision on Sunday. And I think we're going to go over some stuff Stardom-wise. Probably go over more predictions. We might have to re-predict the Golden Fight show because of things that were changed around and whatnot for that show as well. I've been Matt the Misfit. This has been the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. Remember, the new podcast, not the new podcast, the new Twitter account is not at Misfit Wrestling Podcast. It's at Pile Driver Pulse, which you can just type it in, Pile Driver Pulse, one word, and you'll see it. And it'll say Misfit Wrestling Podcast Official. Boom. Do that. Follow the other links and all that stuff is going to be in the description down below. I'm trying so hard to get back my original Twitter account. There's a good chance that's not going to happen. So if not, just remember, Pile Driver Pulse will be the new Twitter account going forward if I cannot get the other one unbanned. I've been Matt the Misfit. This has been the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. Until Friday night SmackDown, we're out.